Yeah. High priestesses are supposed to look haughty. I had to practice that.
Okay. I don't think you needed the practice.
Those are my plans. Just keep stitching. Just keep stitching.
Hi there. Welcome to the Notorious Needle. I'm Sarah. I'm the designer.
I'm Bridget. I'm the comic relief. I'm her mom.
And on this channel, we talk about cross-stitch. Occasionally, Bridget does knitting and crochet, and
when she lets me.
And sometimes we talk about current events from a liberal perspective and how that influences our stitching. So we'd like to start with your comments. We got quite a few comments on the last video, so thank you. Amy Wodarski, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Probably not.
Wrote, would adding a second rubber binder to the bobbin help hold it in the stretchy lace? Maybe. I would think the rubber would help grip the lace. Enjoy your videos. Thanks for sharing with us.
Maybe. Well, what she's referring to is that I made a project bag, and in order to hold the bobbins, instead of making pockets, I put stretchy lace across it, and then I stitched, and the interval I stitched to hold the bobbins was a little wider than I should have, and
a little wider. That's because the bobbins were slipping.
Yeah, they were slipping out. They were falling. Yeah. And she's saying I'm adding elastic bands to one side of the bobbin to hold the loose threads on. And then she said if I added a second elastic band, maybe that would hold the bobbin in.
Yeah.
I'll have to try that.
Yeah.
Why not?
Give that a whirl.
I will. It's better than having to tack on the stitchy lace again.
Winter Nightmare Crochet wrote, I have the Line Strider deck. She's talking about the tarot deck. A High Priestess doesn't look angry at all in it. LOL. Thank you, Winter Nightmare. We were talking about a pattern in the previous Flosstube, and it's taken from the Line Strider deck, Rider Waite.
The Rider Waite deck, yeah.
And the High Priestess, her eyebrows are kind of like this.
Yeah,
and the cross-stitch pattern.
Angry. Yeah.
She looks a little angry.
Yeah. High priestesses are supposed to look haughty. I had to practice that.
Okay. I don't think you needed the practice. Rachel Lee wrote, I complained about my cat loving to chew thin plastic and was told it was because of the corn content. I don't know if that's true. I'm thinking she would turn her nose up at a plate of niblets, but who knows? Oh well. Good for the environment to use less plastic in my home anyhow. And I agree, Rachel Lee, that the reason why my dog sometimes wants to eat my cross stitch is because some of the mediums I use might have food-like ingredients in them, and it probably smells delicious.
And my frame looks like a stick. So when I came in this morning,
wood frames, I
immediately grabbed the edge of my wood frame and was like slobbering on it.
Yeah.
Like,
he wanted to chew your stick.
No. No.
Denise Gray wrote, love your videos and projects. I was wondering what electronic stitching patterns do you use? I'm currently using Pattern Keeper, looking for another one to use. So why don't you talk about Knit Companion?
Well, I use Knit Companion. In fact, I think I have it up right now. So if I go to the main page, this is what my project page looks like. And it holds the projects in PDF. In fact, I'll put in the one that I had up before.
The cool thing about Knit Companion is it'll use any PDF, so you can use it for cross stitch, you can use it for crochet, for knitting, any pattern that's grid-like, or even just PDF. So like here's one of my patterns, and I don't want to show it, but if you tap, the top pages are across the top, and it will show you your pattern in any PDF. So if you scan a pattern, which I often do with my paper patterns, because I love paper patterns. I love when designers print on paper and I can buy it and take it home, because I will always have it, or I can whatever. But I scan them immediately, and then I put it into this, because this is easier because it has a little bar across it, and I can move it as I move my rows. It's so easy for me to track my progress, where I'm at in the pattern, and it saves it. So like if I have progress. Well, no, I mean it saves where I'm at, because it has a vertical and a horizontal. Oh yes. And so I can, and there are a couple of other tools. So I like that one.
I like Knit Companion.
I've been using MarkUp-RX, and here's what my homepage looks like. These are the projects that I currently have going. MarkUp-RX is primarily designed for cross-stitch. And just like Pattern Keeper, you can program in the symbols. It does it now. It does it automatically. The latest release is really good. It automatically combines the pages together into like one giant page. So you can scroll by page breaks. Makes it super easy to stitch. It has a horizontal and a vertical bar to help you keep your place. The cool thing about Knit Companion is that it saves across devices. MarkUp-RX does not, but you can upload your project to the cloud, and then you can download it to your next device also from the cloud. Both of these, MarkUp-RX and Knit Companion, work in both Android devices and Apple devices. As far as I know, currently Pattern Keeper only works for Android. It doesn't work for Apple, and we're definitely iPhone people, so that's not going to work for us.
Yeah, and the other thing I know about Pattern Keeper is that you have to have a specific format for Pattern Keeper to look at, and MarkUp-RX and Knit Companion both read any PDF.
Any PDF.
So you don't need to have a specific format in order to use it. Knit Companion also combines, like if you have 4 pages to a pattern, you can combine all 4 pages into one page.
Well, but Knit Companion, you have to do that manually.
You do it yourself, yeah.
MarkUp-RX, it does it automatically depending on how you load the PDF. You can, for both Knit Companion and MarkUp-RX, you can upload a picture that you've saved as a PDF. For MarkUp-RX, you can just take a picture and then you align it, and then you enter how many columns and how many rows, and it creates the grid for you. So that's really cool.
And both of these are pretty inexpensive. They're both, I think, under $20 at the moment.
For like a year subscription.
Right.
And they both have free trials. I think one's like a week and one's like a month. Or I think Knit Companion has like a permanent free version.
Right.
And MarkUp-RX has a free trial.
Right. Knit Companion has a free version, and there's a lot of the value in the free version is there. But I wanted the paid for version because there were other things that I like to use, for one thing. And the other thing is I really like to reward people who have done some work that I'm benefiting from. So I don't mind paying them for their intellectual property.
The developers of both apps are regularly putting out updates, which we appreciate. So we're happy to pay for the subscription. I know, for instance, MarkUp-RX comes out with updates every month or every other month. There's like a little update. So
yeah, and Knit Companion has so much that it does. And if you knit or you crochet and you do needlepoint and you do needlework, crewel, embroidery, cross stitch, Knit Companion is wonderful because it works for all of those patterns. If you knit or crochet, it even has row counters, and you can keep track of, like if you're making a sweater and it has 4 different patterns, you can keep track of what row you're on in each separate pattern, as well as what row you're on for the entire project, like this, if it's the front of a sweater. So that'll go over most people's heads, but if you knit, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I don't knit, but I've watched you, and I know how difficult it can be to keep track of all of that.
I used to have like a little piece of paper with all these columns.
Yeah. Now you don't have to do that here. No. If you want to show Knit Companion, there's like a tally on the left-hand side of the screen, and there's like 5 different or 6 different counters.
Row counters.
You just touch it, and it updates from 1 to 2 to 3.
It's right here, actually.
Yeah.
If you look on
over here,
that side of the screen, you see the 0, 0, 0, 0. Yeah, well, that's where you have all your row counters.
Yeah.
If you want to do it that way. I haven't found that to be useful for cross stitch, but it could be. I don't know. If you're somebody that does it like, what do they call it? When you do a one box and you have all your threads hanging.
So what I found using Knit Companion for cross stitch is that when you're using it, when you've programmed it into a grid, right? Knit Companion doesn't automatically assign a grid to your pattern. You have to sort of do it manually. And when you click next row, next row, next row, the counter automatically counts.
Yeah.
which I did not find useful for cross stitch at all.
And not for cross stitch so much, but it is useful for knitting. No, I was trying to think of what's the technique where you do one square at a time and you have all the parking. If you stitch by the parking method, you might find the row counter to be helpful.
Yeah, and you can mark individual squares. With MarkUp-RX, you can mark all of one color because it goes and it picks out the symbols in the pattern. So Knit Companion, if you go to Very Pink Knits, she has a playlist of tutorials for Knit Companion. You can watch that and see if it's right for you. Mm-hmm. And MarkUp-RX has their own YouTube channel. I'll put the links for both below, and you can watch the tutorials and see what you like. Because I agree, Pattern Keeper just wasn't for me. It's great, I find, for full coverage pieces like Heaven and Earth Designs, but I don't usually stitch full coverage, and I like to stitch other things that have like back stitch and quarter stitches, and
it doesn't show back stitches or quarter stitches?
It doesn't register them right.
How can you design a cross stitch program that doesn't use half stitches or quarter stitches or back stitch? Back stitch is basic.
A lot of cross stitch patterns are only cross stitch. They're really good if you just want a cross stitch or you just want like a mindless, easy thing. Lots of people do. I do.
That feels very limiting to me. But anyway,
I think we've talked it to death. Sorry. Yes. There's a whole bunch more comments.
But I'm glad you asked. Clearly.
Yeah, Diary of a Physicist Farm Girl at Buckthorn Farms definitely does not want to adopt another dog. I'm just saying. She said no.
She's letting you know don't even bother.
I think Penny had suggested giving up Mud for adoption because he keeps eating my cross stitch and giving it to Deborah, and Deborah's like, nope, I'm good. Got enough dogs. So that made me chuckle. Thank you. There were a bunch more interesting comments, so thank you so much.
So go back and read the comments. They're really fun. Do me a favor. Was there any comment on the Mario Home project? I was looking for a saying rather than home sweet home. Oh,
yes. Let's see. Tyra wrote, what about something like game over?
Game over.
Or you could put, sorry, Mario, our princess is in another castle.
I don't know if I have enough room for all those letters. Different font.
I liked game over.
Do you like game over?
I do.
I think I wanted something a little more
white
optimistic.
with like a black. Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Or start game, maybe?
I'll think about it.
With like the little blinking arrow, you know.
I'm gonna make it blink and cross stitch.
No, but you can stitch the indicator, the cursor.
Maybe. Okay. Why don't you show them a picture of Mud? You have that really pretty. There, it's right there.
Oh yes, this is the adorable pup that eats all my cross stitch. I have this really good picture.
But he is really cute.
He was very happy,
and this is why she keeps the dog.
He is a 90-pound pit bull bulldog mix,
and he is really sweet.
He's very sweet.
Yeah,
he loves people. He just wants to play all day. He's just rough and big and chews shit. Chewy and saliva. Oh, did we mention NSFW? We sometimes use curse words and we sometimes stitch curse words. So, if there's little ears, you might not want them around. Before we get to the stitching, I just wanted to let you all know that Oscar and I are finally having our wedding in March. Yay! So exciting. But because of that, it has consumed my life. And so we're having our honeymoon also. So there won't be a Notorious Needle regular Flosstube.
Because she'll be gone for 3 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks? Yeah. 1 week is the cruise and the other week is
the honeymoon.
Oh, I thought the honeymoon was 2 weeks.
No.
Oh, I thought it was 3 weeks altogether.
No.
But 2 weeks is a long time.
It's 2 weeks, yeah. So we're not going to do a Flosstube for March. I just wanted to let you know.
Unless I do one without her.
Unless she does.
I might.
Sure. I mean, stay tuned for more. That brings us to new Stitchy Stuff.
New Stitchy Stuff.
Of
course I have new Stitchy Stuff.
Let's do the new Stitchy Stuff.
I'm always getting new Stitchy Stuff. So I'll start with my Fabric of the Month, the club with Be Stitch Me. And this month I have 16 count Ada and it's called Hot Cocoa.
Hot Cocoa.
I know. It's so
That's
cute.
a nice name for a fabric.
It is. Can you see it?
Yeah.
I can't see it. It's pretty.
It's a little warmer in real life.
Yeah.
In the camera it looks lighter, but it's like a there's more red to it. It's like a warmer brown.
I love how she has such subtle mottling.
Yeah.
It will not detract from your stitching. I've seen some fabrics that I won't mention, but some of the fabrics the focal point would be the fabric. It wouldn't be the stitching.
And that's okay,
because they're,
depending on what you're stitching
vibrant.
On it. Yeah.
And I would only stitch like maybe monochrome black because the vibrancy of the pattern is more, more prominent than the stitches would be. But these are always lightly modeled, and I love that. So the other new stitchy stuff I have, we go to thrift stores. My husband and I are at thrift store nuts. Thrift store junkies. Yeah, that's it.
Thrift store junkies.
And this entire bag, this bag right here was $2.99.
Woohoo!
And aside from the crochet floss that's in here, there's red and there's green. So of course I'll have some kind of Christmas project coming out of that. And then there was a little 3-inch hoop that was in there. Now, if you buy the 3-inch hoop, there's $3 right there.
Okay.
Is it 3 inches?
I think it's
could be 4 inches.
It's small.
Yeah. But that's great for an ornament, and I do lots of ornaments, as you will know. And then this bag is completely full of full skeins.
Full skeins.
And I wasn't sure if they were full, but I started pulling some of them out, and most of them are all full skeins of floss.
Oh,
and
this is not DMC.
That is.
No, it's not.
It's not. What is it?
I don't know. I think it might be CXC. So I would test it and see if it's color fast.
Well, I will, and then I'm gonna put it against my DMC.
But I mean, it feels fine.
Yeah,
I mean, look at all that. Just fine.
And so if you count your floss as 62 cents a skein, I more than got my money's worth.
62 cents US.
US, yeah, which is what it is currently at most outlets where I buy from. Yeah. And I mean, look at that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's a lot of floss. I'm going to have fun with this. And I haven't taken it apart, even though I got this like 3 weeks ago, because I was waiting to show you guys this before I delve in.
So it's definitely not DMC. I wonder if the colors correspond.
I'm going to find out.
Okay.
Because I have every.
Like if the numbers are the same.
Like I have every DMC floss ever, including the variegated, the light effects, the étoile, you name it, I have it.
Got it.
So I will double check these numbers and see, but I just want to show you. Just keep looking in the yarn stores, in your thrift stores.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
estate sales are a good place to get.
Yeah. Not to put anything against the local needle shops, because anything you find in the thrift store, it's catch as catch can.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
And what do you have that's new stitchy stuff?
Let's see. I have a bunch of washi tape. It was on sale at Michael's, and I've been wanting washi tape to finish my hoops.
So you wrap the hoops with those?
I wrap the hoops in the washi tape. Sometimes the glitter comes off on the fabric when you put the fabric inside the hoop. So you got to make sure that this is your final finish. But
what's a little glitter on the fabric?
I got some pastels and I got some
Those
jewel tones.
So pretty.
And I'm thinking, so this is my finish for one of the retreats we're going on. This is Summer Landscape by The Stitch Patterns on Etsy. This is on 14 count white Aida. And I'm thinking I'm going to finish the hoop in one of these colors. Like it's perfect. I'm thinking maybe this orange sparkly one.
Yeah.
Or maybe the navy. There's like this one has this dark blue up here.
I like the navy.
Blue.
I do. I like the navy with it.
I don't know. So I'm excited about these.
But you know what? The navy you could use with a lot of things.
Yeah.
The orange is real specific.
Yeah.
So you might want to use the orange only because
glittery.
you might not get to use it for anything else. Just saying.
These are so pretty.
They are.
I've been looking for, because
still on sale?
I have a small collection of washi tape right here, but some of these it's called designer tape, and it's like really thin. It's kind of hard to work with. It worked for this project here. This is La Tuitanette by Peacock and Fig, and I used the designer's holographic washi tape, and it came out really good, but they're so thin. I was doing 3 at a time. It was hard to do.
It was.
I don't recommend it.
So the wider tape is good for that.
To do.
But I use the thinner washi tape when I make cards.
Okay.
And I'll show you those.
Yeah.
When we get to
did I get other
finish.
stitchy stuff? I did. I got patterns. So I bought this. So I watch a lot of Sunshine Stitchers, and EJ is stitching this one too. This is called Harder Daddy.
Oh my God.
This is by, I think it's called EECO Designs on, whatchamacallit, on Etsy. And it's super cute. Let me see. I'm just looking it up to make sure that I give you the name right. I'll put the links below to the actual patterns. Yeah, Ezo Studios, EEZO Studios on Etsy.
That is so funny.
I am stitching that for my husband's man cave. And then there's a corresponding pattern called, ooh, I don't remember what it's called.
Is it not? It's not called BDSM? It sure looks like it.
No, I think it's called, it's called Rope Bunny. This one's called Rope Bunny. So I picked up that pattern as well. See, it's also a heart. So
all right.
I will be stitching those for,
that's what you focus on, that it's a heart.
It's a heart. For Oscar's man cave.
Oh my goodness.
Well, because I'm not sure, like, it's cross stitch, right? What is my guy gonna do with cross stitch in his man cave, right?
Those are appropriate for him.
So I showed him a picture and he's like, hell yeah.
Oh, that's too funny.
And then I also picked up, so I have decided I don't like the idea of having all of my flosses for my current whips in one place. I have too many whips going. It's too much of a pain in the butt.
And a lot of them use similar colors.
So I've resigned myself. I'm just going to have duplicate bobbins because I do enjoy bobbinating more than floss cards. So I went ahead and picked up some more bobbins. And with this one has I think this is a 3-inch ring or a 2-inch ring included. And then I just picked up some more needles. I picked up size 24 and size 26 tapestry needles. And these are the ones that I use the most.
Do they have a blunt end?
Yeah, tapestry needles.
Okay.
Yeah, rounded end.
I really like the ball tip. I have really been enjoying using the ball tip needles.
Well, these are a lot less expensive.
They are a lot less expensive.
You get 6 for a couple of bucks. And the ball tip are like $5 each or something.
They're $5 for a pair.
For a pair, okay.
I've only lost one.
Ooh.
And I bought them, like 6-8 months ago? I
Knock
know,
on wood.
right? I've only lost one. That reminds me, I do have some more new Stitchy Stuff.
Oh, okay, well, that's it for me for Stitchy Stuff, so go for it.
Well, I have it in a separate bag. I did not bring the box because it came in a box. This is something I bought from DMC, and I have to say, not that thrilled.
Oh,
I
bummer.
know. Well, they had this special going on supposedly for Valentine's Day, right? So they advertised these 2 pseudo heart-shaped frames.
It's more like a triangle, but yeah, I could see why you would stick a heart in it.
Like a triangle-shaped frame.
Yeah.
Okay, and I was like, well, those are really specific, and you don't always find these. And it was a good sale. Yeah. Do you think it'll fit that? Give it a shot. See.
Yeah.
It might.
It's too big, though.
It's too big.
Small.
That's small.
Yeah.
So bigger than 6 by 6, I guess. And then they advertised that you would get a tin box, which I got the tin box, and they advertised that you would get patterns and floss.
Okay.
And needles.
Okay.
So
and you got all the things.
In my ignorance, I assumed that the patterns would have something to do with this, and that the floss would have something to do with the patterns, and they don't.
They don't.
So
they usually don't.
I know. Well, I'm not going to show the whole pattern, but they give you a pattern page, and it's, well, this I can kind of show. So it's round. It's not even triangular, and then on the back side, it's just some random patterns. And a random alphabet. And then here's your floss. And they've got a little bit of a selection of, there's a couple of light effects in here. And there's
pinks and reds and whites
and these are DMC.
A green, a lilac, and a peach.
And they're sharp-ended needles.
Yeah, for embroidery.
They're embroidery needles. They're not tapestry needles.
What does it say?
Sizes 1 through 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, embroidery needles. Yeah. So, but the floss isn't what's used in the pattern, and the patterns aren't related to what goes in the frames. Yeah. I think you can clearly see why I'm a little disappointed, It was a sale. I mean, it wasn't super expensive, but.
So if it doesn't say kit, they're not meant to go together.
Yeah, so word to the wise.
Hey, but this is a really good notions tin.
It is a nice notions tin, and I'm kind of punishing myself by not returning it. We'll put it that way. I'm just going to hang on to it.
Oh, yeah, take one for the team there,
as
Bridget.
a reminder, don't take it on faith that unless they tell you that it goes together, that they actually go together.
No, what they do is they put a couple of things together that are seasonal,
that apparently aren't selling well.
They throw it together as a bundle, but it's not a kit. A kit and a bundle are different.
Sorry, DMC. I really expected better from you. I did.
You got what they said you'd get.
Well, they're going to get a review on their website as well. No. It wasn't what they implied. Well, actually, did they imply it or did I infer it? I'm not sure. But I'm just disappointed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Bummer.
Your expectations were not met.
No.
And that's not great customer service.
So,
all right.
Yeah. So what are we on to
new starts or finishes? Finishes.
Fully finished?
Yeah.
Let's start with the fully finished.
Do fully finished.
I have a parade.
We've got a mini finished parade.
Well, not so much, but yes. So to start with, I finished the honey towel.
Oh wow, that came out great.
So that's what it looks like. And the honey towel is from the Kitchen Collection magazine, issue 3111. And it's just super cute. Now, You'll notice this is the old style towel they used to sell. And I had to actually embroider over the stripes.
Yeah.
So that meant a little bit of fiddly because the stripes are not in squares. The stripes are not even matching the squares. So it's a little fiddly. In some parts, I had to actually split between the two threads that were together in order to get the same size.
Okay.
So the pattern would have been better if it just fit inside, but since it was just a little bit on the sides, I went ahead and
it looks great.
And it's for me. I don't care.
It's so cute.
I don't really care. It's I liked it. And the pattern was free from the freebie table. The towel was free from the freebie table at StitchCon. So who am I to bitch?
Right.
Now this I finished, and this is Cat Hair by Amanda Barry, and her store is on Etsy. It's called Cobwebs and Rose, and that's this one. And this one I gave to my mom for her birthday, so I had to ask for it back so I could show it on the Flosstube because I forgot. But her birthday was the end of January.
It says there is probably cat hair in this.
Yeah, and there probably is.
Oh, is this also meant to be a kitchen towel?
Yes, it is. Actually, it is like a kitchen towel.
It's monk's cloth.
Well, this is one this I got on Amazon, and they're a pair. I don't remember. I think they were like $8 or $9 or something. But the nice thing is you could stitch over the entire thing.
Oh, look, it's got a little thing here to hang up the towel.
Right, which I paid no attention to because if I had, it wouldn't be upside down.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, thanks.
Because
Mom didn't notice either, but now she'll know. I'm not used to hanging my towels that way. I hang my towels, I drape them over the stove.
Yeah.
And Mom does too, so
okay.
It's
well,
fine.
we have to hang ours up because guess what? The dog eats them.
Big surprise.
Because they taste like food.
Well, this one shouldn't taste like food yet because I don't think she actually will use it for that, but it's just super cute.
And my grandma has a cat, so it's fitting. Yeah. It's fitting.
Clearly. And then
I
did a bunch of these little.
So cute.
I did a bunch of the little miniatures because I got those designs off the freebie table at Stitch.
These are.
It was worth the trip.
Did a bunch of little greeting card designs.
Yeah, and they're supposed to be like you could put them on tags for presents or whatever, and I made them into cards. So there's that one.
One says "Thinking of You." What does that one say?
It's just hearts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, those are just hearts. And I put that one's going to be an anniversary card. And this one is my own. I just took all my, I stitched Happy Birthday in white, and I took a whole bunch of floss out of my extra stash.
Yeah. These are great stash busters.
This one says Happy Birthday. Yeah, because you can use them for pretty much anything. This one is another one I did out of my own stash. Happy birthday. This one is roses. These are mostly birthday cards. This one's a little bear. It could be a really good welcome baby card if you did it on lighter cardstock. Mm-hmm. But I of course I have to add the bling and the butterflies and all that.
The sparklies.
That one says with love. So I just matched up the cards with what I thought they went with. This one would make a great Valentine's Day card too. Isn't that cute? And then this one says best wishes. So yeah, that's what I do with my mom. On Wednesdays, I go over and we make cards.
Yay.
And so I've combined my two loves, stitching, and yeah, after a couple of years, I decided I like making cards. She's hooked me into it. Another hobby.
I have like dog hair. It's tickling my nose.
Oh. And that's my finishes.
Yay. I actually have finishes. I have two finishes.
Awesome.
They're not fully finished, but they are finished. So the first one is a start and finish. This is Love is Love with a Pride Rainbow Heart by Notorious Needle. It's stitched on 14 count white Aida, and this is going to be a gift for one of the smalls exchanges, but I haven't decided which one. Oh, we are now going to 3 cross stitch conventions this year because we joined Stitchnanigans in Las Vegas in April, put out by 1884 Stitchery. That's what it's called, right? 1884
yes,
Stitchery.
That is exactly what it's called.
So,
yes.
Woohoo! So we're going to Vegas in April.
Ooh, Vegas. Ooh, Vegas.
Then we have Stitch in the Wild in May in Fort Lauderdale. And then we have StitchCon in Cincinnati in June. And this one, I'm trying to perfect my cross stitch for perfectionist technique that I want to do like a class on later.
Look at the back.
This is the back. Well, you can't. The only thing is, I think like there's something weird going on over here, but other than that, it looks really, really good. So,
I think your back looks really, really good anyway.
Well, I was really trying with this one. Like I really wanted to try and get like the perfect back set.
So when you finish that, you have to finish that in such a way that the back shows.
Yeah. I'm just gonna.
I'm just gonna
put it in a
felt
hoop with like the glitter and like some ribbon, and that's it.
So did that small triangle hoop that I got, would that fit?
It's too big.
It's too big.
I want something that's gonna fit because it's for a smalls exchange, and I really want something small because somebody's going to take this home maybe in their suitcase on a plane. And
right. You don't want it to be too big.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I'm thinking maybe just a circular hoop, or if I can find at a thrift store like a small heart-shaped frame. And then I'm going to decorate
Well,
it
DMC has
washi
heart-shaped
tape.
frames, but make sure you measure.
And then I'm going to put washi tape on it, and then maybe some like lace or something just around the outside, and that's it. And then you'll still be able to see the back. So that's finished number 1, start and finish.
Good job.
I was doing this.
And you did that
it's a quick finish because
you did that in a month?
Yeah.
Well, there are a lot of solid colors.
Yeah, you don't have to think about it.
So it's kind of like Netflix stitching.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you're paying attention to the edges.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Nice.
It's fine. Yeah.
I like that. I might have to make one of those.
Yeah, there's this one. There's
that would be great on a t-shirt for Valentine's Day. I don't think I'll finish it.
This is a lot. This is 3,400 stitches.
I won't finish it between now and no. Okay.
No. Yeah. We're filming this the weekend before 2 days before Valentine's Day.
And here I am thinking maybe I'll finish it.
3,500 stitches. No, this was like every lunch hour for all month. But it's you don't have to think about it. And then I stitched 2 strands. I normally stitch 3. But I wanted to do the loop start, and you can't even tell from the back. So
no, 2 strands is fine on 14 count.
Yeah. And then I finally finished the t-shirt.
She hasn't finished on a t-shirt. Hallelujah.
So I just did these 4 little motifs across the chest of this t-shirt. And this is a Notorious Needle pattern. It's not available yet, but when I released the tutorial about how to cross stitch on t-shirts, the pattern will be included in the tutorial. That's cute. Free.
Spider, bat, cat, and hat.
Yeah.
Very cute.
So, yeah, so that's done, and the dog didn't eat it, knock on wood.
Don't say anything yet. You haven't taken off.
It's a very bright orange
You haven't
t-shirt.
finished the last tutorial yet.
Yes.
You still have to soak that off, right?
I do.
Is that how that works?
Yep. Yeah,
okay.
You just soak this in water, and then it just turns into like a gel. And
so you must protect this with your life between now and the time you finish it.
It's put away, like in a bag. And this is what I was talking about. There might be some kind of food-like substance in here.
Yeah,
there's like a gel, or there's like a starch. It might be a cornstarch that smells delicious to my dog, apparently. Those are my finishes.
Awesome. Woo-hoo! All right. And I have finishes because they're not fully finished. So this is I have a couple of, okay. This is the Tarot Needle Book Pattern by Wild Violet. And the other one is one that Notorious Needle designed based on her pattern.
So this Wild Violet did this one, and then I based the Magician off of this. So the Magician is not available currently because I basically just copied her her aesthetic.
Are you just going to send it to her?
For personal use, yeah.
And then this is going to be a needle book. It looks familiar because I already made one of these.
Or it's the Trickster. I'm sorry. It's called the Trickster because it goes with the Trickster, the Ripper, the Stitcher.
Right.
And
this is the Lovers here.
Anyway, but it's modeled after the Magician Tarot.
So this is a needle book, and I already finished one.
Yeah.
And this is going to be the other small. And now I have to make another small for the third. But I have something in mind.
Okay.
I have that Santa that I have in mind.
Yeah, it stitches up really fast. It's just putting it together that's kind of,
and
it's not as fun.
This fabric is called Peanut, and this is a Bestitch Me fabric, and it's really pretty. It kind of looks like parchment paper.
Did you do 16 count?
That's 16 count. 16 count, yeah. Yes.
Ada.
And then this is my finish. It isn't fully finished, but I just went ahead and it only took me about 3 days. And this one is the Christmas tree, and it's Love for Cross Stitch on Etsy, and I did it in variegated floss, and it's on 14 count black Ada. This is one of my New Year's Eve starts.
Oh, okay. And you're 12 for 12 or 12 by 12.
Right, 12 new starts in 12 hours for New Year's Eve. And this was one of them. And if you remember correctly, I only had like up to here done. I went from here to here on New Year's Eve in an hour. And then it took me about 3 days to just do the rest of it.
Do you remember is this a DMC variegated?
The floss is DMC variegated. Yeah. It's some Christmas color. I don't remember. I didn't bring the floss with me.
Okay. Yeah. But it's really pretty.
I think it came out really cute. So I'm going to have to find a frame for it.
Yeah.
This is going to be, I have a few pictures that I only put up at, in December, and some seasonal stuff, and that's going to be added to that. So just so you guys know, what I do is all of these little things that we got at StitchCon, I'm using them as pattern cards so that I have this in hand and I can rattle that stuff off. And look like I really know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But it works, because here's another one, and I'm using them as pattern cards. I highly recommend that practice. It's working well.
Oh, yeah. I have pattern cards for mine too, but I don't have the clips. Somebody borrowed my clips and hasn't returned them yet.
That would be me.
I like to clip them.
That would be me.
So my whips that I worked on this month, I worked on Yggdrasil or Yggdrasil. So the pattern on Etsy, it says Yggdrasil, but it also says the Tree of Life Celtic Knots. So, and this is by 2x2 Stitch, which is a Ukrainian designer on Etsy.
And that's the one whip that I didn't give any love to this past month.
I got a little more done. So just the middle bit there. Stitching it on Wapo Blue, which is 32 count linen by Needle Bling Designs.
And it's really beautiful.
Yeah, this is like,
I love this color.
The prettiest
blue you've ever seen.
With I'm stitching, this is a really bright pink. So it's a monochrome pattern, but I'm stitching it in my own colorway. It's going to be like bright pink and orange in the middle, and then it'll fade out to like a purple, and then into like a dark blue eventually, with all these many borders and layers and things.
Mm-hmm. So pretty.
It is pretty.
Yeah.
Oh, I probably should have started with my new starts. So I started Harder Daddy. This is how far I've gotten.
You got the handprint done.
I did got the handprint done. That way I can just fill in the one color that's left there. And let's see, what was my other new start? Oh, my other new start is the Dark Goddess Sal by Witch's Garden Crafts. And I started, the Morgan is one of the first two goddesses released. Oops, I'm trying to zoom in there. It's not working. There we go. So there's the Morgan, or she just calls her Morgan. I call her the Morgan because I think it's a title. And then this is as far as I've gotten. So I decided to stitch her dress in a lighter blue rather than the navy because I stitched it all in navy and it didn't show up at all. I'm stitching it on navy Aida 18 count. I'm using 2 strands for the cross stitch and 1 strand for the back stitch. I haven't done any of the back stitch except for the crow. But I wanted to stitch something lighter. So for the dress, I'm using Scrying Bowl by Forbidden Fibers, which has this, it's a very subtle variation. Like there's parts that are slightly lighter blue than the rest. But I really liked it here. So
that is really pretty.
Yep. And this I got as part of the Starlight Stitchery divination box last year. So that's that new start. And then I think I did all of these already. So the only thing left is the Florical. So this is the Florical by Noct Flora Designs. This was also part of the Starlight Stitchery divination box last year. And the only thing I stitched on this was over here. I started the vine here.
And that's also on a navy blue.
Yep, this is a 14 count navy blue. I'm just stitching the called for Aida colors.
Is that going to be one of your smalls?
I'm not sure.
Oh, you like it?
The colors, these are my colors. They're so pretty. So I'm not sure. I really like this.
It might be.
It might be. It might
not be
a gift exchange. It might
not. You could always make more than one.
No, not for a while.
No.
Nah.
Okay.
Unless it's smaller, like a tiny, like one of your greeting card ones, something this big. I don't think I would enjoy stitching back to back so close together. That's just not how I roll. I get bored. Like I don't mind, like with the Yggdrasil, since the dog ate it and I'm restitching it, you see I haven't put a lot of time into it because I'm like, oh, I already stitched this.
I don't have that problem. I can like I'm doing the tarot needlebook, but that works out fast.
Yeah, that's really fast. And the thing, I was stitching it on originally I was stitching it on 25 count Lugana, and I really liked how it looked with the very fine little stitches. And now I'm stitching it on, I think this is a 32 count. Yeah, this is a 32 count linen, so it's the equivalent of 16 count. I'm stitching a 2/2, and it just seems a little big and a little clunky, just because my eyes are used to seeing it in more delicate stitches. But I'm still enjoying it, and I really, really want to see this done because I really want to see how the color like
blends out.
Yeah. So those are my whips.
Cool.
What have you been working on, Bridget?
I've been getting my whips ready while you were chatting.
All right.
So sorry if it was distracting.
Not at all.
This one is the Star Maiden. This is what I've been working on, her gown over in this part here. I've finished quite a bit of that over here. And she is, can you hold that for me? That's what the dog started. He like grabbed onto this side.
He decided it was a delicious stick.
Yeah. We're going to have to do something about that dog. Let's see. What am I looking for, honey? It's by Witch's Stitches. Oh, I know what I was looking for. I was looking for the finished picture.
Oh, and this is just a 14 count blue Aida?
It is just 14 count blue Aida, and everything is in my tablet, so I'll pull it up. See if you can see it. That's what it's going to look like when she's finished. And she'll have the Charge of the Goddess stitched around the outside here of her. And then she'll have all stars and stuff stitched up in there. So I've been working on her a little bit. That's one. Let me put this all back in the project bag that it sort of doesn't fit in. And then my other project bag.
Is that the one you made? No, this is the one you bought.
No, this is the one I bought. So this is the honey bread towel, which is here somewhere. No, I guess
down
not.
Here.
No, that's not it. That's a different one.
Oh, that's a different
Anyway,
bread
that's
towel.
the magazine. It's the kitchen collection. And that's the one that the other honey towel came out of. But it's the kitchen collection. And this is, there it is right there.
What's this one?
That's what it's going to look like finished with all the little bees. So this is what I've got done so far. And instead of stitching all the little bees, I was trying to find buttons. So I've gotten the skep and the flowers and all of that done. And I was looking for buttons. And the only buttons I can find are huge. And the bees are itty bitty, like it's definitely confetti.
Okay.
Definitely confetti.
Okay.
And I'm not going to find buttons. I've already thought, like, this
bummer.
Isn't, because they have to be no bigger than a 1/4 inch, and even that is a little on the large side.
Okay.
So I've decided what I'm going to do is I am going to have to rewatch Sarah's video on how to do confetti stitches, because definitely not my strong suit. As you can see on the back, I tend to carry all the way across rather than do confetti. But what I have decided to do is I have decided to repeat this pattern instead of just doing it in one corner. I mean, this whole cloth can be stitched. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this pattern in all 4 corners.
Okay.
And then I'm going to do the honey one
from
the same this honey part.
Okay.
I'm going to put this in the middle.
Why don't you do this one?
Maybe it's too much. I don't know. We'll see.
That's what I think you should do.
Yeah, of course, because it's not you stitching it. It's not you stitching it.
You've got nothing but time, woman. What are you complaining about?
I'm working now.
So she's thinking she wants to do this one in the middle, but I think she should do this one.
Yeah, well, y'all can take a vote, and I'll just do what I want anyway. But that's yeah, see, they're on the same page.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this in all 4 corners. And then I'm going to do something in the middle. That's also honey related, because I can't see this whole entire cloth is stitchable. I can't see just doing this one little thing in the corner and calling it done.
Is that another one of the towels you got on Amazon?
No, this is
looks
the
like month cloth.
This is a towel that I got from the freebie table at StitchCon.
Oh no, this is Ada. This is Ada. Oh, cool.
And this also came from the freebie table at StitchCon.
But bees are in.
Yeah.
So you got a lot of stitching out of this.
Oh yeah, I will, because bees.
Right.
That's my thing.
That's your thing.
That's my thing.
Your thing, Bridget.
And I'm allowed to have bees as my thing because I'm a beekeeper. It's not just a passing fad.
Right, sure. It's okay if it's a passing fad too.
I have the hives in my backyard to prove it. And then the next one, this is my Dark Goddess stitch along.
Oh, okay.
Similar to the one but I got a little bit more done. I've got the Morrigan done, and I started on Freya. Now the Morrigan, you can see that I did it in the dark navy.
Yeah.
Because
your fabric is about the color that I used for her dress.
My fabric is from Bestitch Me. Big surprise, yeah. Right? And it's called It's a Mystery. And since this is a mystery stitch along, I thought that would be really appropriate. And you'll see I got quite a bit of the frame done too. So.
Oh, I forgot to mention that my frame, instead of the called for DMC, yeah. I'm using Ecru Etoile.
Oh, so well, I'm using the good old, I had to buy like 3 skeins of number 5 because that's what it is. But I haven't done the back stitching yet. Mm-hmm. I figured I'd get them further along.
Oh no, I'm totally, as soon as I started the back stitch. I'm going to do the back stitch first on a margin.
Now, are you doing it on 14 count?
I am doing it on 18 count.
Oh, because I'm doing it on 16, and yet mine looks smaller.
No?
Mine's
definitely smaller.
Oh no, mine's bigger.
Yeah. I like it smaller.
That's okay. I'm having a hard enough time seeing it in the 16
Yeah,
count.
and there's some half stitches in this pattern.
A lot of half stitches.
And I added half stitches where she didn't have half stitches because I wanted the line to be a little bit different. So yeah, I made it even more difficult. Half stitches aren't fun on 18 count Aida, but I'm managing. There's not that many.
No,
and for me, it's worth it because I like you know, adding the curve because cross stitch is rather boxy, and I like adding the half stitches. It makes it look rounded.
So here's my next one, which is Father Son. And I have been working on Father Son a little bit, but he hasn't been getting as much love as he normally would have.
Oh, yeah.
I have finished more of here, more of the frame,
look at this
and more
shine.
down.
Look at this sparkle.
Very sparkly.
And it's like half almost metallic floss.
And he still needs beading too.
Yeah.
So he may be a couple more months in the works before I get him completely done. Because I have so many whips, I'm giving them each like a few days, and then I have to move on to the next whip. So yeah, because you know, you got to spread the love.
Yeah, sure.
Yggdrasil didn't get any love this month, sorry. And then I'm working on Toil and Trouble, which is by Primrose Cottage Stitches. And even though I'm showing you all these paper patterns, trust me, I scanned them and they're in my tablet because, yeah.
Working copies, people. These are just working copies in the tablet.
In the tablet. Well, yeah, that's what I work from.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going anywhere. Okay, and the pattern is from Atomic Ranch, the fabric, sorry. The fabric is Atomic Ranch. It's called Lavender, and it's 28 count linen. I'm stitching it over 2. Oops, it's upside down. And I did have to change up. So I used the brighter green that you recommended.
Okay.
I don't remember which one it was. 906, 907, something like that.
Yeah.
Because the green wasn't popping, and I got a lot more done. But I decided to outline.
Yeah.
I did because I felt like the outline helped it to stand out a little bit more. But I do like, see, Toil is almost the same color, but it pops because it's just darker.
Yeah.
And yeah, I do like it.
Let me see the green.
You see the green?
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. And
yeah,
down here next to the black, it really shows up better too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got quite a bit more done on that because last month all I had was this.
Right.
So I got quite a bit more done
cute.
on that. It is.
I like
it is.
One.
That might end up being a present
Fireburn and Cauldron
for my witchy sister. We will see. We will see how that goes. Oh, get in there, you. Get in there. And who's next? Who's next?
There's more. Not a lot. Oh, Schrodinger's cat.
Schrodinger's cat. Yes. This one is, where's my
your card.
Project card? It's in here somewhere. Here we go. So this is Schrodinger's cat. It's by Zabra Design Studio. And she's on Etsy. And this is on 14 count white Aida. Now she did it on black. And I hate working on black. I did the Mario game thing on black, and I was just, I'm done with working on black. So I did it on white. But the neat thing is that this right here is glow in the dark. So it's going to the skeleton. That's what I got down here. And then it is outlined in black already. No, he's not done. Left? I still have the white.
You're going to stitch the white.
I'm actually going to stitch the white. Okay. Yes. And I still have the tail to stitch in the glow in the dark and in the white. And then, and then this says I am alive, but in between there's the glow in the dark letters and it says I am dead when you glow in the dark. So it's so cute. And that pattern is right. Actually, I should show them what it looks like. Actually, they don't show the dead pattern.
They don't show it.
No, they only show this one.
Oh.
So, but that's going to be super cute. And I'm really not sure which one of my nerdy children or grandchildren are going to end up with this one. Or I might just keep it for myself because they didn't get it from the woods, that nerdiness. Oh, and this is the project bag that one of the commenters was talking about where the bobbins
that's the one you made.
The lace. Yeah, so I'll have to see about that. And is that him? Yeah. Last but certainly not least.
One more. Oh, your Santa.
My Santa. Yes, I'm still working on Santa. And this particular one is called For Santa's Friends. It is a Sue Hillis design. And this is number, I don't know what in the series. She has a series of like 12, I think. But I'm only doing 10 of the 12. Yeah, the series isn't on the back. That's one of the few it's not.
No, I think it says L203 is the SKU number, maybe.
I don't know. But here is Santa.
Yeah.
Last time I only had the little birdhouse done, and I've worked on Santa since then, as you can see. And this is 14 count monk's cloth, and this is the one end. There's going to be one more on this end, and then I have to do. This is going to be a table runner. If you haven't seen this before, it's going to be a table runner, and I've worked on all of the other Santas going to the middle. So this is one of the ones in the middle. There's going to be 6 across this way. Is there 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, one 6 on the end, and then I have 4 more to do on this end, and then I will have 10 Santas going across the table runner, and then I'll just have to think about what I'm going to do as the finishing designs,
or the corners, maybe, or just the edges.
I might do a border.
No, I don't think you need a border because they all have their own frame.
Well, they do, but I was, why not make more work for myself?
Sure.
Yeah, it needs to be flat so I can roll it. Yeah.
Okay.
But so those are my Santas.
Woo woo!
I know, right? And they'll each have a little charm.
And the goal is to finish these this year in time for Christmas this year.
Yeah, that may not happen.
Well, it's a lot.
It is a lot. And unfortunately, if that were my only whip, I would have no problem whipping that out.
Yes.
See what I did there?
I see.
But it isn't, so I do. And I'm probably going to have to re-roll this.
Yeah.
But the nice thing is that the big nurge fits the whole pattern. So I am really a fan of these nurge frames, as you can see. I'm using them with a lot of things.
Oh, here, this is what we were talking about earlier with the elastics on the floss bobbins. It keeps all the
little ends from hanging all over the place and driving me up the wall.
Mine are on the table over there. So
yeah. So these are just hairbands, like toddler elastic hairbands.
Yeah.
And I just stick it on the end. And what the commenter was saying was put a second one on and maybe see if they don't slide
through the lace. Yeah. It might create some friction. So that could work.
Yeah, it could. But this is what I'm doing with my bobbins. Rather than using floss cards, I'm just sticking them all on a ring. So I bought a few extra rings to use for that purpose. And I think that takes me through all the whips. OMG, Batman. So as I finish, I'm going to try not to do too many new starts. So as I finish what I'm working on, I do have to do another new start because I have to have another smalls exchange. Small for the third smalls exchange.
They're voluntary. You don't have to do it, but it is fun.
Well, then you're not participating fully in the weekend. And the point of going to the stitchy weekends is to participate. I could just ignore it and stitch through all the excitement, but then I would feel like I missed out.
Well, don't put undue pressure on yourself. It's not that important. You can still go and have a good time.
I could go and have a good time, but I do have a small that I already have finished.
So plans.
And I think I'm going to make that into something.
Okay.
It's a little Santa head.
Okay.
And I'll make that into something. It could be an ornament. I'm not sure what I should make it into. Maybe I'll ask people what I should make it into. Hang on a second and I'll pull it up so you can see, because I have the pattern in here.
Oh, okay.
Every pattern's in here. This is this. If I ever lose this tablet, I'm in so much trouble.
Well, while you're doing that, I wanted to mention that, remember that February is Black History Month in the United States, where we specifically celebrate Black folks who have contributed and maybe not been recognized as much as they should have to American history in general. And so I would like to promote some of Flosstubers of color that I enjoy, that I think you might enjoy too. You've already heard of the Sunshine Stitchers. It's two ladies of color, EJ and Shelia, and they're here in Fort Lauderdale. And we're looking forward to meeting them, hopefully, at Stitch in the Wild in person. And they do a weekly Flosstube. They're fun to watch. They're silly. And Harder Daddy, I saw EJ stitching it, and oh, I forgot to mention, for Harder Daddy and Rope Bunny, they come in different skin tones. There's light and dark skin tones already available, and I actually changed it to an even lighter skin tone for my Lily White Butt.
It looked a little dark to me.
When you see it finished next to the black.
Because I've seen her Lily White Butt. Not recently, but, you know.
Thanks, Mom.
Well, I am your mom.
Anyways, moving on. Now that all of me is turning red.
Yeah, not white. I'm turning red too.
So I got that pattern from EJ, and then we watched also EJ stitch Mother Moon, and so Bridget stitched Mother Moon. We both picked up the book. Now Bridget's stitching Father Son from EJ, and also from EJ, Elegant Pumpkins is one of my whips that she showed me. So,
but you didn't do any love on that this month.
No, I did not. I did not. Yeah. So I really enjoy what that, and Shelia stitches a lot of like very more samplers and like elegant. She stitched this one, I think it's called African Woman with Face.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
It's very pretty.
Oh, so gorgeous.
If you can, but she finished it. So that's a couple of Flosstubes ago. And then another Flosstuber that I like to watch is Almond M&Ms. She's younger and relatively new to stitching. We met her at StitchCon, and she dyes floss, silks, and she has a collection of silks that are all different skin tones, that are really, really pretty. And she's based out of New York, and I enjoy watching her because it's like stream of consciousness. You can just put it on and she just talks. She just goes. It's great. And then I also like to watch Fortnite Fabrics. So it's a married couple, and Derek and Christian, and they have their own fabric dyeing business, and they like to stitch for I really identify with Derek. He's a Virgo like me, so he's very much a perfectionist.
I haven't seen them yet. I'll have to look them up.
They're goofy. They're fun to watch. They remind me of people I know. So I enjoy watching them as well. So
cool.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the only picture I have of the Santa head is the pattern.
Oh, okay.
It's in one of Donna Cooler's 555 Christmas pattern.
Okay,
book.
So we won't show.
So
that.
I can't show you that.
Yeah.
But it's just an oval, and it's just his face. And in case you haven't noticed, I'm a little Santa nuts. So yeah.
365 Santa stitching, apparently.
Yeah, okay. I can own that. So it looks like that's it. So do you have any plans?
I have lots of plans. Am I going to do them? I don't know. So next thing I want to do is I want to backstitch the Morgan.
And start on Freya.
I want to fully finish Love is Love. I want to fully finish the landscape. I think Love is Love, I might, do one of these washi tapes.
Ooh, pretty.
Maybe the purple.
No, is there a red bling on there?
No, I can't. No, there's no red.
There's no red
it's
bling?
Just,
the
pink.
yellow. The yellow bling.
Or maybe the yellow.
I like the yellow bling.
Nice.
Yeah.
Or maybe the green. Because I don't stitch a lot of green.
Is it neat? Does the neon match?
The dark bling? No, the dark one does. Dark green.
Oh, the dark green match.
I want to fully finish something.
You're right.
Honestly, though, like I said,
hey, listen, you got this T-shirt done.
I got the T-shirt done.
I'm like so excited and happy that
the next tutorial that we release will be about how to cross stitch on a T-shirt. Bridget already stitched using waste canvas, and I stitched this t-shirt using water-soluble canvas. And so we'll do a tutorial for each
and compare.
And then we'll talk about which one we like better for what type of project, or the differences and similarities, whether it even matters. So that'll be the next tutorial, but honestly, that probably won't be until May, because we'll probably finish the tutorial in April and then like post it sometime in May.
Because she's going to be busy next
because
month.
March is done. Like March is out.
Yeah.
It's just, it's, if any of you have ever planned your own wedding, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah. It's almost like, do I want to get married?
Well, a girlfriend of mine who recently said yes, they're eloping. And I was like, oh, I missed that opportunity.
Well, I tried.
Yeah.
Well, this was my third marriage and my husband's third marriage. So we tried to just elope, just do it at the courthouse and then take off for St. Augustine for a weekend or whatever. Because neither one of us, and we had lived together for like 11 years before we decided, okay,
finally
probably getting married won't ruin the relationship. Because it evidently did the first 2 times for both of us.
Oh, yikes.
So, but then I leaked it to one of my family members who leaked it to all the other family members. And I ended up having to go through a ceremony.
Right.
Yeah. So I should have eloped.
Well, we did like a COVID or quarantine mini ceremony, I should say. And it was like 15 people and that was it. It was March 2020, right before lockdown.
Right after lockdown.
Yeah. And we wanted to make sure that, you know, if anything happened, COVID looked really serious. And if anything happened, we wanted to be able to take care of each other. And so now we get to have the party. So it's a lot. So March is done. March is out. March is nada. If I get stitching done, it'll just be because I had a minute. Yeah, you can't see, but piled on the floor behind me, you can see some of it over here, is like all this wedding stuff that exploded in the studio because I have nowhere else to put it, you know? So that's plans. I really do want to finish my tarot needle book by Wild Violet. I'm stitching a notions book and I'm stitching a needle book. So,
and I bought her the scissors for Christmas, hoping that it would be an incentive to get this.
I used them to cut all this fabric for all these new starts.
So they work really well.
Yeah, they're great.
Sharp. Oh, nice. Sharp. Good. Glad to hear that. Glad to hear that.
Yep. So what are your plans, Bridget?
Well, I'm working part-time, remote, so it's only 4 hours in the morning, Monday through Friday. So it's really cutting into my stitching time, though. But not working was kind of cutting into my budget and my savings. So yeah. Anyway, woe is me. So I want to get done with the rest of the Dark Goddesses that she released in January. Is she releasing another 2 in February?
No, this was the February.
Oh, this was the February.
January was the frame.
Right.
February 1st was the first two goddesses.
Right.
March 1st will be the next 2 goddesses.
Okay, so I need to finish those goddesses before March 1st. Yeah. And I have to say, I'm loving it so far.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I'm really glad.
So pretty.
Thank you for buying that one for me. That was a good present. I'm really happy with that. No disappointment there whatsoever.
Yeah, no, it's very, very nice little details for the stitching, and the motifs it's pretty, you know.
And they're appropriate.
It looks like it's supposed to look. It's not weird or like
forced.
And we're not into the primitive style. It's not like that. It's a more modern style. Yeah, we're really enjoying it.
Yeah, for real.
That's by Witch's Garden Crafts.
Yeah, so if you need another stitch along and you're into Dark Goddesses,
right,
go for it. Yeah. I want to work a little more on Santa. Santa needs some more love. Mm-hmm. I am going to try not to start anything else until I get some of these whips back under control.
Okay.
So, and I don't know, I'm kind of kicking myself for doing the 12 new starts in 12 hours. It was exciting. And I did finish like 4 of them or 5 of them,
the little ones,
the next day. So
just because you have a new start doesn't mean you have to work on it every month.
It does to me.
Put it away till next year.
No, it does to me.
Okay.
I mean, the only one I didn't show any love to this month was Yggdrasil. And that's because I think it's because I'm doing it on 14 count.
It's too
big. And it's just really big.
It's a big pattern.
And
it's like 370 by 370 stitches. It's
part of me is sitting here going, I have no wall space.
Oh, I have a lot of wall space.
No, I have beautiful, beautiful framed paintings that I can't put up because I don't have wall space.
Oh.
And here I'm making this great big, if I figured out what I was going to do with it and it didn't have anything to do with hanging it on the wall, I might then be motivated to give it a little more love and finish it.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe it'd make a big pillow. I don't know. So I have to think about that.
Yeah.
I have to think about what that's going to end up with.
Okay.
But those are my plans, to just kind of keep working on what I have and finish up everything else. So I've gotten the honey towel is done. I'm going to work a little more on the bread towel, think about what pattern I want in the center. But I do like the idea of the Love is Love t-shirt. I really do. That would be such a great t-shirt.
It is full coverage though. Like the pattern itself is solid.
But that works really good on a t-shirt.
Okay, I disagree.
You disagree?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll just disagree. I've done full coverage
I know,
on t-shirts.
and it looks okay, but it's weird. It drapes. I feel like it drapes weird on your body. That's not my first choice. But I have no. It's just flat, so
yeah, I'm not.
Maybe that's my issue. That's a personal issue.
Maybe I'm not going there, but yeah. Anyway, so no, those are my plans. Just keep stitching. Just keep stitching.
So on that note, we hope you had a lovely Valentine's Day, and if you haven't celebrated be safe out there.
Oh, look, and we're both in black.
Oh, yeah.
I meant to wear red, but my red Valentine shirt went through the dryer and it got short.
Oh no,
it got small.
I'm good.
Yeah.
But it's in the middle of the week, so some people will celebrate last weekend, some people will celebrate this coming weekend, so have a lovely Valentine's Day. Remember that it is Black History Month and representation matters.
Maybe that's why we're wearing black.
Okay, sure.
Okay, sure.
Has nothing to do with anything. So check out Almond M&M's, Fortnite Fabrics, and or the Sunshine Stitchers, or enjoy your Flosstuber of color. Just they're out there. They're just like everybody else.
Represent.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Right. So on that note, until next time,
stitch on.